Hi everybody, we're back with the next part of the value study. As you can see, I have my little sign, value study continued. So I'm very just rudimentary here with my little notes. So I'm going to take that out so it's not a distraction. And we're picking up on the oranges that I started last week. I've continued on during this week to put in some of the values. So right now, this would be the darkest dark for me. I have a lot of those areas marked in. The step lighter from that will be down in here. The shadows are a little bit lighter than what's on the back. And some of that's in here too. So I'm just gonna continue on with this for a few minutes so you can see how this progresses, and you'll have to pardon the oranges are not the same ones from last week. So the positioning, I did my best to get them in there. But anyway, so this would, let's see, this would be the next stage up if I'm using a 4 value scale. In here, I'm going to say this is about number 2, 1 being the lightest, or could be even the white. And I'm going to just put that in here a little bit, and I can kind of work out the outline of the fruit, the orange. I think in here there's definitely also 2. And I'm using Ultramarine Blue I use walnut oil as my medium. That's what I'm using here, and I'm working on a piece of corrugated cardboard that I primed with some gesso a few weeks back, just as a just to share something that you might have around the house that you could just cut and use, and then just need to get gesso or some white acrylic paint to prime the surface before experimenting with something like this. So this would be the value 2. Go in here a little bit. Also with the value 2, it's not quite as bright as the brightest bright. Maybe towards the bottom it is, because the light's shining like kind of right in here. I mean, this may be a little bit lighter than what I'm making it. And a handy little thing that I use sometimes is a Q-tip, just to like kind of rub things out. You can use a lot of things that you have around the house to help facilitate the painting. Okay, so now we're going to get over here to the this area, which is really one of the lightest parts on the fruit. And I don't like that little dot there. I think I want to raise it up. But anyways, I'm really not using much paint at all here, and I could even leave a lot of that white if I wanted to. But I think the I'll try to get that line out, because these things, they're not hard and fast, you know, the shifts, there's other things happening, stages, but just to, when I first did the sketch, I just wanted to block in the main value chunks that I saw. So, and that line would go away later as the painting progressed. So as far as the background, right, I have a little sketch that I had done, and I think I put that up on my attachments. So there's a little sketch here which I'm also referencing. So I have this area here is a 2, so I'm going to put a little color in there, a little blue, just to give it some sort of value. The back is really the brightest part, because the light is actually shining directly towards this back area. So I'm just taking my brush, I'm going to put in a little color here to give it something. it's just not that flat white. And the other thing I brought out was white, which you can, I mean, if you need to also make a mistake or something you don't like, you can get that out with the white, even with the oil paint. It adds like an opaque quality to the paint, which is a little different experience, but also something you can get used to. And again, this is just, you have to keep in mind, I mean, this is just like for practice. I'm not trying to make a masterpiece here. And there's a little bit of some tone down in this area as well. It's not all, whoops, it's not pure white. Throw that in. Trying to work kind of fast here for you guys. Shadow in here on this guy, and there's some light back in that area, which I'm going to kind of leave that. I kind of like how that is. And sometimes what I'll do with this too is try to work out the lines. So like try to minimize them, get them to sort of disappear, and you know, just kind of using your brush with a little bit of the paint, rubbing, that kind of thing, all helps with that. And again, remember to squint a lot. Squint, squint, squint. That really helps with seeing the values. I know this is brighter. This is pretty light back in here, so I don't really want to fiddle with it. The part around the orange, like the rind, is also a little bit lighter, so I'm just coming in with a little bit of white on that part. There's a little bit of some white in there, and I might put a little bit of white in here just because this is like the brightest part on the fruit, and I want to kind of bring that up a little bit more maybe. And it sort of comes in here a little gradually. And you can see maybe how the white has a different appearance to it, like in terms of coverage. It's not as transparent. And if you wanted to in here, you could throw in some white. Get that line out a little bit more. And I'll bring that, we can get that worked out. Shadow. I don't want this video to go too long. Just want to give you the next sort of stage of what would happen in this process. So I think I'm probably going to stop here. And please, if you have any questions, email me at renderedimpressionsart.com. And please visit my channel and look at some of the other videos. I've got some free downloads on there, information about the painting, a coloring page I threw in there with one of the videos I did. And I think what I'm going to do with this, we'll see. I'd love to add some color to it. So I might let this dry maybe for the week and see if I can't come back with some color so we can start seeing how color translates in terms of value and the exciting things that happen when you start to add color on a painting. It's just, I find it just